Hello, people of YouTube. This is Gray's Guitars. I am Steve Gray. Thank you for watching. Kirk Hammett's Mystery SG from back to the beginning was built by Gibson CEO Caesar and now is being auctioned off for charity. The one-of-a-kind metallic silver axe was used to cover a Black Sabbath classic and is being sold to raise funds for Gibson Gibbs. Here is the crazy guitar right here, kind of a frost burst, if you will. Got the split parallelogram inlays on it. Pretty cool looking instrument. Eagle Eye viewers back to the beginning over the weekend will have spotted the Metallica's Kurt was wielding a mysterious and glorious Moonburst Gibson SG during the band's spot. Its origins have now been revealed. It was built by no less than Gibson CEO Caesar Yukayan, dubbed the CEO 4. Yukayan's build is highly elusive at the moment, but the silver lunar-inspired flame-top colorway chosen for the twin humbucker axe is certainly unique. Fittingly, it was employed solely for one of the Metallica's two Sabbath covers, Hole in the Sky. Still, it hasn't stayed in Hammett's possession for long, as it is already on its way to the auction house. Proceeds made from the sale will go to the Gibson Gives charity, founded in 2002. The charity aims to amplify the power of music through a series of initiatives with over 4.5 million raised so far. As its name attests, the Gibson SG is the fourth six-string Yukayan has made for his CEO series, with the last offering taking the form of a Gibson Victory. Each guitar is ultimately auctioned off for charity, but Hammett's might be the most significant of the builds yet, playing a role in one of the most iconic historic events in heavy metal history. As we all know, well, not everybody knows, but as a lot of us know, Ozzy Osbourne is done. They got back together one last time for Black Sabbath. He did some solo stuff, and that's it. Most of that money got donated to charity, and that's going to be all she wrote. The guitar was declared finished 6 weeks ago, with Yukayan having posted a series of build-in-progress Instagram updates along the way. The date 12/13/24 can be seen scrawled in the neck pickup cavity, and the backplate is inscribed with CEO 4. You are now a member of the DES family. Riff, Caesar. For Back to the Beginning, Gibson has already also auctioned off an ebony and cherry red SG Standard signed by Iommi and other guest stars. They sold off for approximately €3,500 or $47,000. The SG nod to Iommi's famous electric guitar of choice, which wasn't originally intended to feature on the band's debate LP. However, a pickup issue with his preferred Fender Stratocaster forced the pivot. Looks like we have, let's see, will it let me see stuff on Instagram? Probably not. Something went wrong, yeah, but that is him in the process of building it. But it's kind of cool that the CEO can essentially build a guitar from start to finish. I don't know how long it takes him. I'm assuming it takes him a long time, but that's always cool to see. The CEO continues the rich history shared between Gibson and Hammett, which has already yielded a Murphy Lab aged reissue of Hammett's 1989 Les Paul Custom and naturally his history-steeped Greeny Les Paul. He also traded riffs with Tony Iommi on the charity single Deconstruction in 2023, and he recently helped craft a James Hetfield-inspired Explorer for Jason Momoa, bursting the bubble of those who thought a production model was in the works. Work on the CEO's 5 and Flying V with a traditional Gibson headstock is already well underway. Meanwhile, Iommi has revealed that Sabbath has 6 or 7 songs planned for the final performance, revealing which songs didn't make the cut and why their set was such short-lived entertainment. Ultimately, it comes down to, let's see here if we can find some more information. But he's not doing good. He's just, unfortunately, he's not doing that great. Yeah, it's not going to load. Let's do SG here, and let's see if we can... SG Moonburst. Let's see if we can find something here. Oh, he did a Victory in the same color. That's pretty nifty. Yeah, there's a better picture of Kurt playing it right there. Let's see if we got any pic. Oh, yep, here we go. There's one of him. Looks like he's actually painting it himself. I mean, I'll be honest with you, the CNC machine probably does, I don't know, 80% of the work now, maybe 70%, somewhere around there. Cuts out the entire body, headstock, all of that body shape, and then you got to do some sanding. But, yeah, not a lot of pictures of it, unfortunately. We'll go back to all. He's spray painting some guitars. Maybe we'll go to Reddit for a quick minute. There we go. There's a nice close-up of it as well. Guitar Bomb here showing it off. I wonder if we go to Guitar Bomb if we can see it. But, yeah, no, ultimately, Ozzy doing rough. He's not doing too great health-wise. It's hard for him to stand, hard for him to do anything. He's constantly on medication. He has a nurse pretty much with him 24/7. Yeah, well, so we'll see what happens with him, but he's done. He's done. No more shows. And that's all she wrote, unfortunately. That's all you're going to get from Ozzy, Black Sabbath, etc. To me, just going back to the guitar here, it looks like an SG Supreme in a different color. Like, that's kind of what it looks like. Let's look up Gibson SG Supreme. Helps if I can spell. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm pretty confident that's what it is. No, I guess not exactly, being that it does have a different, has the typical Gibson Les Paul custom logo there on the headstock as opposed to the Supreme, version of it. But that's probably what it was, the base of. Maybe they just put, as I said, it's called the Hollywood veneer is what they put on the headstock to give you the logo and everything and the inlay and all that. And it is real mother of pearl and probably the frets. I'm assuming the inlays are too, looking at this. But a cool guitar, getting auctioned off for a good cause. Pretty neat that the CEO himself actually built this thing, and apparently 3 others like it too, which I wasn't aware of up until this point. Maybe check out his Instagram. Tried to pull it up. It's not pulling up, probably. Who knows why. I'm not logged into it on my computer. That's probably why. But cool guitar, a couple of songs they played. One of them, that's being that one of them got auctioned for close to $50,000. I assume this one's probably going to be around the same price. It'll be in some high-end collection, and honestly, if it's not in a museum, this thing is never going to see the light of day again. 9 out of 10, you will not see it on stage. You will not see somebody famous play it. It's going to auction, it's going to charity, and then it's just going to sit around. That's what a lot of these uber expensive guitars, that's what happens to them, unless someone that's in like a famous band actually buys one. Which modern bands aren't really doing that. Older bands are still buying the old 59s and 60s and, all the vintage stuff. But newer bands, not so much. It's about what you can afford, I mean, I don't realistically think there's ever going to be another metal band that's as successful as Black Sabbath or as successful as Metallica. Just not the style anymore. Rap, country, pop, hip-hop, that seems to be where everything's leaning towards, and there's nothing wrong with any of that type of music, but I feel like the guitar, to a certain extent, it's not dying, but it's also not fully alive either. It's middle-aged, we'll say. We'll say it's middle-aged. It's going to end up in the classical, instrument category, I think, at some point in the future, maybe. You're talking 50, 60 years from now, but who the heck knows? But I think I've talked enough. I'm sweating my butt off because I have my AC turned off for this video. You're welcome. I'm suffering for my art, if you will. So hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, leave a like, share, comment, all that good stuff. Until next time, as always, have a good one.